Hi guys, so today I have a quick video. I think it's going to be quick. It might be a little awkward view here. I actually have my camera behind me instead of above me, so if I panned up you could see the tripod I normally have sitting here, but it's actually not a tripod, it's just an arm. I wanted to try out these glitter pens I recently picked up for the Cricut Joy, and I thought, oh, I'll just pull up like one of the cards and do that and see how it looks. And of course, the card I pulled up, although it's free, it said it can't be used in the Joy. And I'm like, well, this is weird because these are the things that are designed for the Joy. So it's just one little issue, and I'm just going to show you real quick how to resolve it because I know, obviously, I'm not like this guru anymore. I used to do all kinds of Cricut videos, and now I have no idea. But I just want to show you real quick in case you run into this issue. Any of the things I use, if I have links in the description box, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you guys for using those if you can. So when you first get in Design Space, and I am on my computer because the apps are, in my opinion, just like garbage. They're just too hard to use. I don't know, I like this better. Look how cute this is. I did want to show you this little project here. It's a calendar. I don't know if you can see that. And it'll cut it out. It's like 9 by 12 or something, about that size. Super cute. But again, that is for a larger machine, the Explorer or something. Or Makers. But for right now, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make a little thing for the, just to try out the pens. So of course, we're gonna click on, I guess I'll bring this up closer, new project, right? So we're gonna click new project, and I just want to replace whatever I had going. And so I go over here and I click on images, and you can click on projects. I clicked on images, and I had looked up, well, I should take this stuff off just so you know, start from beginning. Boom, boom. When I first came in here, it was, some of these things were already there from, the things that are popular today or whatever. And I was like, well, I want to see what's free and what's cards. So under project type over here, or operation type, there's different things. You can click on that if you just want to draw something. But I did project type, and I want to do cards. And that's going to pull up, and it'll even pull up that one free one. But if you only want to see the free things, you can click on free. Now, it's going to show you the things that are free, and it really is nothing. It's hardly anything. There's, I think, these 3 cards that you see here, plus a bunch of, like, little cutouts on the corners, which is really nice. It's just like if you want to design your own card, maybe you wrote something, but you still want, or maybe you put one of your shapes that you own in there, or, what I'm saying. And then, actually, I'll show you what that looks like, because I thought it was kind of cool. So we have that, and then let's click free. So after those 3, it's just these. So these things you can pop in, and it'll help you just put in an insert, because these are basically insert cards, right? So I should have backed up and said that first. But we're going to click on Best Wishes, this card, because that looks cute. It's designed for the Joy, as you can see. It has a little drawing, and it has the cutout, and then you're going to have the insert. So I'm going to click Add to Canvas down here. And I'm showing this because I know a lot of you guys got this for Christmas or different things, and it might be difficult to navigate. And like I said, I'm not the best at this, but... So since this is for the Joy, I'm not going to mess with the sizing at all. Like, I'm just going to let it go, because once you go to the next screen, you'll be able to change what card size you want, and it'll just upgrade. So, I don't know if you can see this, and I'm going to try to close up. It says, oh no, this pen type doesn't work for your project. So if I try to say, let's make it, right here, just click on make it, it's going to tell me no. Now, why would they design something for the Joy and tell you your pen type doesn't work? I don't know. It's free, so you got to work that part out, I guess. So, what I want to show you guys here, and this is just how I did this, I'm sure there's other ways. It's already highlighted, and down here, it says detach, right down here. So I'm going to click on that to take that apart. And I'm over here, I'm just going to click on the pen, where it says pen, because that's what we're messing with. That's the part that has an issue. And I'm going to go over here to operation. Sorry. I know, I used to do this differently, but now I have to do it this way, guys, because my other computer doesn't want to do my voiceover. So it's already on pen, which is great, and it has a question mark. So what we're going to do is click on the question mark, and here you can say fine point, you can do the color. The color doesn't really matter, because if you change your mind, you want to use a yellow pen when you had selected black, that doesn't matter. You're controlling that when you put the pen into your machine. What does matter, though, is like the point, I guess, because the marker is thicker than the fine point, and maybe they do a little kerning for you to figure that out. I don't know. But I'm going to click on glitter gel, because that's what this is. Glitter gel pens, and it tells you on your 0.8. So it is their 0.8 millimeter. I'm going to click on that. And again, the color doesn't matter, but I'll say pink just because it's going to keep it pink. And you see how it got thicker? Because that line is thicker than, a fine point pen. Okay, so now I'm good. And I'm just going to highlight these things just click and grab both of them. And I'm going to go ahead and attach them again. Sorry. Oh, I hope I don't drop this. Hold on. Down here where we did detach, we're going to attach. What is going on? Okay, sorry guys. Right here, I'm just going to click attach. Just to not have any issues. Okay, so my Cricut Joy is already plugged in. I'm going to open it. And hopefully you can see her back there. So all I'm going to click now is make it. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a pre-folded card on the card mat, so if you guys have this, they're super inexpensive. You can find them at Walmart now. I'll link it probably to Amazon. They're really easy to use. Now, this, whenever I've used this, a lot of times the Joy gives me the most problems with it, so we will see. I haven't done this in a long time, so we will see what she thinks. So I'm going to click that it's on a card mat and a pre-folded card. I'm going to grab a pre-folded card that I have here with me. It's just a Spellbinders blank that I always have next to me. This is a standard A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to take this thing off of our little card mat, and we are going to pop this in. So there's a mat, just like if you were cutting on there, but then there's also this plastic protective covering, and you just pop it in there. And you have options of 3 1/2 by 4.9, which I don't know, that's a weird size. I guess 3 1/2 by 5, kind of like an old school card. You have the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you have your 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Or anything that fits in there if you're designing your own stuff. So I'm going to close this up, lay that down, and just so you guys know, my neighbor is working on his roof, and his house is literally right there, like 15 feet ahead. So if you hear that, that's what's happening. Who knows if I'm going to be able to make a lot of videos in the next few days. But okay, so we have on pre-folded cards, and we're going to say continue. And it's telling me I need the pen, the basic cut on card mat. Oops, sorry you guys. Ay. I'm telling you, I do this super professionally. I just want to show you guys here. This is where we're going to change the size. So it says 3 1/2 on card mat, right? And if you change your mind, you can change that here too. You know, okay, oh, actually it wasn't the card mat. I meant without mat or on a mat. That's not the card mat, right? Here, material size, 3 1/2 by 4.9. No, mine is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is right here. So I'm just going to click on that, change it to that. And I don't know if you saw this change from the one size to the other. And let's say I wanted to do the bigger card, 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. It sizes it out for you the right way. So that's nice. Again, because it's one of these planned out cards for the Joy, so they know what's up. I don't know what it does if it's your own thing and you're like, no. I don't know. But there it is. It sized it up for me. And now I'm going to click continue down here. Again, this is super basic. Oh, of course, it's like connect to your Joy. Yay! I did it pretty quick this time. So the last time I had cut something on here, I'm pretty sure I had gone with a medium cardstock or whatever it was. These are some of my favorite things, and it didn't cut very well. So I'm going to do heavy cardstock, even though this is just a card base. It's Spellbinders, it's good stuff, but I would think it's more of a medium cardstock, but I'm going to say heavy. When you click heavy cardstock, it is going to cut 3 times. So just know that. It's going to repeat it a few times. The pressure is default. I never really mess with that. It tells you the next thing is to load the pink pen in clamp. And what I do like about that is that obviously I'm only using one pen today, but let's say you had several pens on one project. It's telling you which one comes next, even though you can kind of see in the picture there. Ay. Let me get this guy out. I will say the pens feel really cute because they're like chubby. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pink pen. Oh, another thing is this is a gel pen. Just make sure it's ready to write before you pop it in there, because if you pop it in there and it's not ready to write, you're gonna skip some of your design. So that means we're gonna come in here, we're gonna open this up, take out whatever's in there, which for me is my fine point blade. Just pop the pen in. I'm not pushing it down. It pretty much wants to stop on its own there because it has like a ridge. So just put it in there, boop, and lock it back up. And I can say, oh, and of course, load the mat. So I'm going to place this on here. And it says the next thing will be the fine point blade. And of course, it does this kind of stuff. And, oh, okay. Okay, I'm just going to click go because there's no reason not to. Pen is ready. I kind of tested it over here on the side. And just, you know, as you can see, it kind of skipped a little bit, so just make sure your pen is ready to write. It might still skip some anyway because it's a gel pen, and there it goes. And it does a really weird kind of drawing where it'll draw a little here, a little there, a little back over here, and it might even do half a piece of one over here and come back. I'm assuming it's because it's giving time for things to dry too, so it kind of wants to print in different areas so it doesn't smear, right? Ends up getting all smudged. So it is going to do some funky stuff. I will be back. It's at 20%, so I'm gonna let it keep going. Man, that last 5% felt like it took forever. This is 100 and it's still doing its thing. All right, way to go, Cricut. That was unexpected. You guys, it's 100% drawn, but not really. Oh, I came on here to show you guys because I thought, okay, at the end I want you to see how it finishes up, but it's literally still going. It should be close to the end, I think. There we go. All right. All right, so now it says load fine point blade, which is the one that came out of here. I have the same blade. It's been in there. I haven't ever really taken the time to look at it. Looks a little bit like it has a little bit of a little fluff right there. Okay, I'm gonna just very carefully, don't mess with your blades. It's just I can see there's a piece of fluff stuck on it here. Okay, I'm gonna open this up, pop this guy back in. All we do is just lay him right in there and just say go. And again, since I chose heavy duty, it should cut 3 times. So it's gonna start, yeah, cutting 1 of 3 passes, as you can see. I just remember using the card mat option before and I was like, what? And that's pretty much why I returned the first Joy I had, because it just was not cutting. Like, it was being really ridiculous. So hopefully this helps out with that. If you have those kind of issues and it's not cutting through your paper, I say go for it, even though, you know, maybe that's not heavyweight, it's just not doing it. And hopefully it's cutting deep enough to actually cut it. I don't know. So there goes the 3 on that one letter, which is the T from Best Wishes. Okay, and then there's that part. If there's letters or things that are stuck together, it's going to do the whole thing and then do it again and do it again. So right now the T is on its own, so it's it just did that one by itself, right? And now we have E and S are stuck together, so it's doing E and S 3 times. Anyway, I'll let it keep going. I'll be back. Okay. Now we're going to unload. And I guess I could switch off to my above head because we're pretty much done. You can click done or you can just turn it off, you know, whatever. And it goes back here. And then, you know, if you want to save it, and this is the thing, when they have a free file, sometimes it's free and sometimes they'll put it back to something you have to pay for, or they'll put it behind Cricut Access and later on you can't get it. But this one happens to be free and it happens to be in Cricut Access, which of course just makes sense, right? Because they have a free thing, you can also get it through Access, which you paid for. So, a lot of you guys are like, get a paddle or whatever. I have all those things. I just never opened them, you guys. The ones that came with the Cricut. So, or with the Joy, different kits I have here. So, I do have this to help me out. I also have the little paddle scooper one. I'm just trying to be careful because obviously this has like little pieces of lettering. And look at that. Cut really nice. This one scares me. See how that little B is just kind of out here? I suppose you can stick it down once you put your background. So let me switch back to overhead because we're done. And I'll be right back. I'm not sure why I popped in here. I wasn't quite ready, but here I am. I can see this glitter from the last of the swap reveals. Okay. So again, I cut this piece down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then we have this guy. Again, that little B, that piece is kind of hanging around. But basically all we're going to do is put this in here now. Oh, this is much smaller, actually. You know what it did? It just put that image in the center. So let's check this out. Normally, if it's designed for that size card, this card-based thing, it looks like 3. So if you remember, the design did say it was like 3 1/4 by something or other. So we need a piece of paper that will go in here. That looks like 3 inches by, I'm looking to see, like, by 4 3/4. Let's see what that looks like. 8 inches by 4 3/4. Let's see. Very interesting. 3 inches seems too skinny. Hold on, let me just measure that again. Does that seem right? That seems weird, right? No, that's about right. Okay. 3 by 4 3/4. Is that what I said? That seems so tiny. That's really weird. Maybe a little bit bigger than 3 next time. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. You know, I should look at the measurements again on the original project. So I'm going to go a little bit bigger and I'll tell you what it is, because it looks like it should probably be 3 1/4, right? And then the other direction I think I got right, but I just need it to be a little, maybe 3 1/2. Let me do 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I'll be right back and see what that looks like. 3 1/4, right? That looks pretty good. But the 4 3/4 is, I was going to do 3 1/2, sorry, and I didn't. I did 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So let's do 4 1/2. and see if that fits any better. So I'm sure there's, you know, oh, also a lot of times when they have a project, they have info there that you can read, and it might tell you that the insert needs to be a certain size, but you know, I didn't read that. So you might get some more help there. A lot of times with the individual projects, like I said, they have a little more info for you. Something like that. I would go a little bit bigger, but I mean, it would have to be just a little bit. So I will check and see if it tells you there what mat size you need to use. But other than that, that's the kind of thing you're looking at. That looks really pretty with that blue in the background. All right. Basically, I made this video to tell you guys about the pen option, and when it tells you like, nope, and you're like, why would it not work? It's a Joy project. But that's why you want to switch out the pen type for whatever reason. They didn't already have that set up. Okay, so ignore the matte part. But anyway, I will see you guys at the next one. I hope that helped out. Bye now. Sorry guys for the rough edit. I do want to cut in and say that if you do not resize your project on your mat, right, on the canvas, it's basically doing the size that it wants, which this project was for a 3 1/4 by whatever, 4.9 or 3.5 by 4. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's for a smaller card. Okay. So when I show you later to not resize on the canvas and just go ahead and change the sizing when you go to cut, all it's doing is putting that centered in the size of card you want. It didn't make it bigger. Okay. It makes it just look a little bit different. And I'm saying that because your mat still has to be for the original card that was going to be 3.5 by 4.9 or whatever it is. So the insert needs to match that. That's why I had a little issue with the insert. If you resize it on your canvas, okay, let's say, oh no, I do want 4 1/4 by 5.5, and that's what I want. If you resize on your canvas, when you go to cut, it's not going to let you put it on this mat. It's going to pretend that it's just a piece of paper and not a card already. So you can then pop that on top of a card, but it's going to treat it differently, okay? So anyway, like I said, this video is really more for changing out the pen type so you can use your projects. Don't get scared about that. And then everything else was just whatever. But it is weird if you're using a card project and you try to resize it, Cricut's going to be like, and they treat it differently. Okay, so that's all. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.